Hey gang, Dave Spencer here with Chad Askins. He is the FFA advisor at Davis County High School, my alma mater, and the alma mater of the one behind the camera as well. Class of '84, and you are class of
'89.
Okay, so we are very impressed with what you're doing here with this greenhouse because we saw the video from the Davis County Circuit Court.
Yes.
About the sales of all the plants here. I'm going to take a look at this and just tell me about the program and how it's flourished.
Oh, that's good.
Pun intended. Okay. So tell us about it.
So basically what we try to do with the FFA, with our ag program, this specifically is a class called Intro to Greenhouse, Introduction to Greenhouse and Crop Management. So what I try to do is we teach them all the science portion of it in there. We teach them about plant morphology, we teach them about photosynthesis and respiration and transpiration, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't really grab them until we come out. So we try to integrate knowledge with practical, actual working. So when they learn about the scientific portion of it in there, they come out here and actually sow some seeds. They have done every bit of this work. We began this class the second semester in January.
Okay.
So they come out here, they do everything. I'll walk around with my coffee and tell them what to do. It's great. Free child labor. It's great. And even if they don't go into the horticultural field, even if they are not farmers, we can still teach them basic skills to where they will be able to grow their own garden. They will be able to, be self-sufficient. We have over 438 non-repeating ag students this year. So it means we got 438 different students coming into our program, and less than, I would say, 5% of them are from farmers.
That's phenomenal. That's huge. I haven't been keeping up. I don't have any kids. I haven't been keeping up. That's just incredible.
It's almost 25% of our school. Not quite, but it's close.
The things you described when I was in high school, what you just described would sound like college courses to me.
It really is. And we also try to concentrate not only on the customer service, but the retail side. So we'll teach a little bit of business management and everything.
That's
so
great.
They will go through, we try to front the merchandise, we make sure the greenhouse is clean, we try to make, like I said, we want it to be a great experience for the taxpayers of Davis County. So when they come in here, they can see their hard-earned or hard work, tax dollars going to good use for these students.
Well, Chad, and that's Mr. Askins to any students watching.
But the great part about it is we kind of pride ourselves in the customer service. Like I said, we want to be known as the Chick-fil-A of the greenhouse. So I teach them everything from making sure they greet the customers with a smile. We get plastic bags and we take that out, place that down in their vehicles to make sure that the plants don't mess up their vehicles. They go through everything from growing the plants to selling the plants. They market the plants, and it is a really, really hands-on, great class. We spend over 50% of the time out here.
Well, that sounds like a blast. Well, let's take a look around and see what you got here. By the way, here, take a look at this. The young lady who just walked in showed us this when we got in, and that's the price list for everything, gang. And we'll take a look around, and you can tell us how they can, they can order them, or they just come in here.
So we have a lot. Well, we've already sold about 80% of our product, to be completely honest with you. This entire greenhouse, you couldn't hardly walk here. There were plants here. They're all up. We're hanging up. We have so many ferns. But again, we've sold about 80% of our product, but we still have some peppers. We have everything from banana peppers to yellow green pepper, or to yellow bell peppers, green bell peppers, red bell peppers, jalapeno peppers. We have about 8 different varieties of tomatoes left. We also have some geraniums, some salmon colored, it's kind of a peach colored geranium. We have 3 different varieties of wave petunias left. We have 2 different varieties of begonias left. We have some impatiens. We have some vinca, which is periwinkle. We have snapdragon, zinnia, verbena, dusty miller. We've got a lot of stuff. Salvia, which is spike. We have dianthus, which is a variety of carnation. And so we have a little bit of everything. So, wandering Jew plants.
What sells the most? Flowers or vegetation?
The ferns are our biggest seller.
The ferns.
And if we were actually into it for the finances, we would sell nothing but ferns.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a very good class for the students because they would do one thing and you would
you have different purposes here.
Yeah, because it's those are the biggest sellers by far, and we sold and we can only fit 150 ferns in here with everything else. Before 10 a.m. on Monday, we opened up at 8:45 Monday morning. And before 10 a.m. we were sold out. We've already sold over 120 ferns, and we've got to keep some back behind. We grow the ferns for the prom and graduation here too.
Of course, that's perfect. Yeah, that's incredible. First of all, I'm already impressed. I've never heard of some of these tomatoes. I've never A
I'm sorry?
Rutgers, that's okay. A Rutgers tomato. Do you really get the seeds from New Jersey?
It's a good one. Thank goodness, no. No, that's an heirloom variety. It's a really good tomato. People like different ones. You've got a couple different things in tomatoes. You got something called determinate and indeterminate. Determinate tomatoes are the ones that people will grow for canning because they will fruit and bloom. They will bloom and fruit and ripen mostly at the same time, so you don't have to go outside and you can pick most of your tomatoes in one day. You can, because it's a big process. And then you got an indeterminate, which is the standard tomato that people will grow just to go outside every once in a while, grab a tomato and put it on a sandwich or something like that.
Fantastic. I eat tomato sandwiches.
I
If it's a
love
good
them.
tomato,
Tomato
if it's
sandwich, I
a
agree
good
with
tomato, I'll
you.
eat a tomato sandwich.
I
So
agree
let's
with you.
let's take a look at these flowers.
All right.
Chad? Yes, sir. How long have you been here?
21 years.
Just 21 years.
Yes, I was. I'm an old guy. I was a union electrician for 9 years, and then I decided to take
Good
a call
deal.
from the Lord and teach. So that's what I'm here for.
Wonderful. So what do you got here? What are these?
These are what we call the bada boom begonias.
Okay.
So
Because honestly,
these-
I don't. There's a lot of flowers I just don't recognize by sight. So
Right.
thank you for your help. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
That's nice.
It's just it's a mixed variety. So it's got the white, the pink, the red is what it's called, but it's really not red.
Well, I like it. I like
And
it.
then these are dragon wing begonias. These are a lot bigger. These are ones that you can put in the hanging baskets and things like that. So they'll kind of cascade and trail over. We've got impatiens over here. These are more of a shade tolerant plant. You can't leave those out in the sun. So these are really.
I've heard of impatiens. When I was a kid, I didn't understand it. Like they're just plants. How can they be impatient?
They can't wait. They can't wait. That's right. And then, like I said, we've run out of a lot. But,
But that's good.
Oh, yes.
That's really, really good. And in fact, when we saw the video and I called here yesterday, they even told, I think either you or somebody in the office told me, well, they were almost pretty much sold out. I said, that's fine. That's good. That's good for the story. That's what you want.
It's exactly.
And all your
what we
kids,
want. Yes,
all
sir.
your kids planted these and
They
nursed them. And,
everything from day one. Everything literally, they sowed every seed. They transplanted every little seedling. They water them every day. They sweep the greenhouse. I make them clean every day. I tell them a clean greenhouse is a happy greenhouse because it keeps pests away. So they've done everything, and everything's organic. We don't do anything. We don't spray any pesticides or anything in here. That's why we try to keep it so clean. So
Right.
the customer gets a great value.
how do you do that? Okay, so you don't spray pesticides. So how do you worry about deal with the pests?
Here, we just keep it as clean as possible because
Okay.
in no clutter. If there's clutter, if they can hide, create a nest somewhere, and
Sure.
they're going to do that. So we try to keep it as clean as possible. We spray the floor we clean it and spray it every day. So basically cleanliness, and because it doesn't give them any food.
Yeah.
We dump the trash every single day also.
Sure. But
So
preventative measures.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to go over here.
Okay.
Because I want to take a close look at a dahlia.
Okay.
Because honestly, for the longest time, I thought it was a mythical flower.
Okay.
The black dahlia.
There you go.
Yeah. So,
Now this one is not. Many of these have not bloomed yet.
No.
I don't like to push them too hard this early. So and it's kind of a double-edged sword because customers want to see color and they want to see
Sure.
everything. But again, we pride ourselves on these are going to be hardy. They're going to be really good. If you push them too fast to bloom, then it kind of takes away from their development in the plant. And
what does that mean by
weaker.
What does that mean by pushing them too fast?
You can add nitrogen to them. You can also add phosphorus to them to make them bloom. You can put what's called a bloom booster.
Okay.
And add more phosphorus to it.
Oh, okay.
And then that will make them bloom because it's part of the reproductive process in the plant. So when it blooms, it flowers. Of course, that's what it's
Gotcha.
going to do to continue life. But that's what the color is to attract the pollinating insects and everything. But we don't try to push that because if you try to push that too soon, again, it takes away from the root development, the stem development, and all the other important parts of the plant. And that's what I try to tell the students.
So letting them grow naturally.
Mm-hmm.
How long until they? When do they bloom? When do you expect them to bloom?
They are on the verge right now. You've
Oh.
got some of them that are about ready to. Listen, we're right here. You got some of them
Oh,
that
look
are
at this,
showing-
you sure can.
So they are on the verge of blooming right now.
That's really cool.
These will take a little bit longer.
Look at here. Look at this. Look back here.
There you go.
That's really close. Okay. When do you expect at that stage? When do you expect to see a flower?
Oh, it'll be next day or so.
Oh, really? Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so now let's get down to the business of the business. What are the hours of operation here?
School hours are 8:15 to 3:15, or 8:10 to 3:15. So we open up at 8:45 in the morning, and we will sell till 5:30. We keep students here. We try to stay open 30 minutes past most work shifts. That way, customers can get here, taxpayers can get here. But like I said, we will normally sell. I've got a certain, we don't try to make profit since it is, so we get to a certain point because the students don't spend a penny, but I will spend about anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 on seeds, on what we call flats and inserts and the product and the fertilizer and all that kind of stuff. So once I get to a certain point where I've covered that cost, and then also just a little bit to put back in case of repairs or maintenance, then we kind of shut it off, and then I let the students have the rest because they've worked so hard.
That's great.
So literally probably tomorrow we will probably go ahead and end our sale.
So what are the prices? You still got a few here left, but of course they may be gone by the time the video is seen, but still.
Most of the plants that are in what we call 4-packs, because there's 4 plants in here, those are normally $2. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them are. And then the plants that are in the 3-inch, like we've had some oregano, some herbs over here. So this oregano is in a 4-inch pot, and we charge anywhere from $2 to $3 for those. So we have some citronella, that's a natural. That's the mosquito plant, keeps the mosquitoes away. So we got a few of those left. So $2 and $3 for those in 4-inch pots, and everything else that's in a 4-pack, what we call a 4-pack, is normally $2.
Chocolate covered cherry is on this list. What is
it is gone. It sold out very quickly.
I guess with a name like that, that's probably what's so attractive.
Yes, it sold out very quickly as well.
Well, Chad, this is tremendous. This is very impressive, very exciting, and these kids really love it. You can tell they're really, really into it. I mean, we were presented this before we even got close to the door.
Well, again, we pride ourselves on it. So if you would like to speak to one of them, this young gentleman here would love to speak with you, or someone else.
Okay, so this is Lance, and he is a junior here at Davis County High School?
Yes, sir.
So how many classes in this department do you take for starters?
Well, for starters, you have your intro to greenhouse. That is by far, I think, the most important class because it essentially gets you started in it, and it helps you acknowledge what all goes into the start of a greenhouse, the start of business, and it just gives you a good feeling on what real life is going to be like.
Was this an area of interest for you, or did you learn about it and then get really into it?
This is a great interest for me. I grew up on a farm. I'm a farm boy. I'm from Knoxville. My whole family does a little bit of farm stuff. My uncle, he's a cattle farmer. And my grandma, she used to teach. And I've grown a garden my whole life. I have a green hand. I have my own.
It's got not just a thumb, a whole hand.
Yeah. I have my own hybrid tomato I'm working on. And
really?
Yes, sir.
Fascinating.
And so, like I said, I've been interested for a very long time, ever since I could mess around in soil.
But you got your hands in some dirt, everything's cool, right? Yes. That's great. Well, hey, listen, you're doing great. You all are just doing great work here. I've noticed we were talking to Mr. Askins, how attentive you were. You were just checking every little thing, probably checking things I wouldn't know to check. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for coming out and checking out our greenhouse. We appreciate y'all doing this.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it. Congratulations on your very successful business.